as one interconnected ocean, a vast blue expanse critical to life on Earth. And there's no better animal to represent the story of the ocean with all its splendor and uncertainty than the killer whale, or as it's scientifically known, the Orcinus orca. The orca lives in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the mighty Pacific and beyond. This whale's story is the ocean's story, and it is one we all share.
Welcome to SeaWorld's Orca Encounter. My name is Jen, and I'm honored to introduce you to this intriguing and majestic animal. Them and their natural behaviors. We hope this orca encounter will help you better understand this magnificent creature and everything they represent.
While they are found in every ocean, orcas living off the coast of Iceland are quite different than those near Costa Rica. In fact, there are at least 10 types or ecotypes of killer whales. An ecotype describes the differences between killer whales' size, physical form, prey, social structure, and habitat. As you can see, the differences are subtle, but noticeable when compared side by side. Orcas are adapted perfectly to their environments. And even the whale's black and white coloration has a purpose. It camouflages the outline of their bodies in the water, making it easier for them to surprise and catch their prey. When viewed from above, the black of the whale blends in with the dark depths of the ocean. When viewed from below, the orca's white bellies match the brighter surface of the water, blending with the light above, giving them the perfect camouflage.
Are a natural wonder, and Ulysses is going to help me show you some of their physical characteristics. Ulysses' blowhole is perfectly located for taking quick breaths at the surface. Even the location of his eyes works to his advantage. It might look like they're located in those white oval eye patches, but this is a visual distraction. His eyes are actually located, and the dark parts of his face camouflaged from thrashing prey. The dorsal fin on their backs are used to stabilize them while they swim and also help the whales regulate their body temperature. The flippers on either side of their body are called pectoral flippers. The pectoral flippers help the whales to stop and steer while they're swimming. Inside one of those pectoral flippers, you'll find they have 5 bony digits, very similar to the human hand. The lobes on either side of the tail are called tail flukes. The tail flukes are the engine of the killer whale and can propel them almost 30 miles an hour. That's as fast as many of our speedboats. But the whales swim the fastest, and they use the most power. When they're propelling, they're nearly 10,000 pounds up and out of the water.
Killer whales are highly social animals with a well-defined social structure. An orcapod is always led by a female. Though just half the size of her male counterpart, she is in charge. It's all about attitude, not size. Because they live and work as a group, orcas need to communicate with sounds and body language. Orcas use clicks for echolocation or navigation. Whistles to socialize in the pod. And calls for group coordination and hunting. Vocal development studies here at SeaWorld show that early on, calves learn vocalization from their mothers. But as they grow, they learn from others close to them as well. This is a bottlenose dolphin call that Shuka learned and even taught other killer whales here at SeaWorld. In fact, orcas are the largest members of the dolphin family. Whales here and in the wild use vocalization to communicate all the time.
Like all animals, killer whales use body language as part of their communication. A pectoral flap might be used to show dominance or to get the attention of whales in the surrounding area. For example, a mother might use a pec flap to get the attention of her calf. But when the whales really want to get noticed, they reach. Spy hopping is how killer whales coordinate, communicate, and get a better view of their surroundings. Are another form of communication that killer whales could use. Of the ocean's food chain.
Killer whales work together to rear their young, protect their pod, and most importantly, pursue and catch their prey. Every day they cooperate to survive in the wild oceans of the world. The orca's hunting techniques are as varied as the whales themselves. Norwegian killer whales will circle herring, herding them together. The whales use sounds to coordinate with each other and to disorient the herring. With the fish confused and contained, the whales stun them with their powerful tail flukes, making for an easy meal.
Will capture sea lions by pulling them right off the beach. Ulysses is going to demonstrate a similar behavior right here. Antarctic orcas will create waves washing over floating blocks of ice, knocking seals into the water. Shuka is going to demonstrate the same wave-making technique, showing you one of the many incredible and complex hunting strategies killer whales have developed around the world. Now you just saw these waves crashing in front of you, but you can't really imagine the power of the wave until you have experienced it firsthand. Luckily, we have a volunteer who is very brave and is going to get to experience the power of the wave. And he has his poncho on, very good. So you can go ahead and make your way down here and go ahead and have a seat. Everyone, this is Jack. Jack, are you excited about getting super soaked by a killer whale wave? Yeah, he's like, a little bit, maybe. Well, let's see who's going to be creating that wave. Oh, so this is going to be Orchid and the Kai. You hold on to that handle, they make a pretty good wave. There you go. Right behind you. You see him coming? And I'm just going to mix my way right over here. And it looks like one more time. You did such a good job. Everyone, let's hear it for Jack, our very brave volunteer. Now, because killer whales are found in all parts of the ocean, it's no surprise they eat all kinds of prey, including other whales. The blue whale on the screen is the largest animal on Earth. It's 5 times longer and 50 times heavier than Kalia and her daughter Amaya here. So how do whales the size of our killer whales eat a whale the size of a blue whale? It's possible because killer whales are the ultimate team players.
In this example, we see the larger male orcas surround a sperm whale, forming a perimeter, while the females continue to drive the whale forward until it reaches exhaustion. The calves then move in to join the adults in the group. Whatever their prey, killer whales always cooperate and hunt together, making them a highly successful predator.
Play is an important part of the everyday life of killer whales. It's how they teach their young to hunt and practice their skills as they grow. You'll often see killer whales showing off their playful side, both in the wild and here at SeaWorld. Porpoising is when whales swim fast to the surface, breaking out of the water briefly. they can. Watch as Orchid and Nakai demonstrate the same rubbing technique just like whales in British Columbia might. Whales imitating one another in the wild. We see it here at SeaWorld all the time. Our whales are always learning from one another and mimicking each other. Behavior does have a purpose, and the wild until it might be used to stun fish. But here today, our whales might just be stunning all of you. Trusted relationships and provide optimal research, healthcare, and quality of life. Our whales take on an active role in their own health and well-being. For example, when the whales learn to roll over and off-rest their tail flukes, like you're seeing Kalia and her daughter Amaya do across the pool there, our veterinarians could come out and draw blood from a vein running just under the skin of their tail flukes. And then our vets could use that blood sample to check all kinds of health factors with the whales. We get these voluntary blood samples every single month. Our whales will also slide out on a scale like you're seeing there on the screen. That's Orchid. We get the weights of the whales every single week to make sure that they're staying healthy and also to make sure that our younger whales, like 3-year-old Amaya and 5-year-old Makani, are growing properly. Our whales will even allow us to take a breath sample from their blowholes. All of these behaviors are only possible because of the relationship we've developed with them by being with them day after day here at SeaWorld. Now, throughout the presentation, we've talked a lot about the physical adaptations of the whales and their many different behaviors, but now I want to tell you about this one little whale right here. Everyone, this is 3-year-old Amaya. Amaya is our youngest whale. She lives here with her mom, Kalia, her older uncle, Nakai, and her other uncle, Makani. Amaya is a very playful whale. She's incredibly silly, and she could entertain everyone for hours and hours and hours, huh? Because you're so cute. We challenge the whales every day to learn new things, engage, and stimulate their minds.
The whales here at SeaWorld have helped killer whales in the wild by participating in many research studies. One ongoing study monitors the whale's heart rate and breathing to understand how marine noise pollution from ship engines and other sources affect wild populations. In another study, scientists from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, took measurements of the killer whales living here, including pregnant whales. By comparing these measurements with drone footage of killer whales in the wild, scientists are able to monitor the wild population's nutritional and reproductive states. Other research has been done here at SeaWorld on the mother whale's milk composition. This research will help create an effective model to understand how toxins in the ocean impact wild killer whales and their milk supply. What we learn from the whales in our care every day is actively helping whales in the wild survive. And just by being here today, you've supported our rescue, research, and conservation efforts all around the world. If we work together, like the killer whale, we can protect the future of the Ursinus orca and this beautiful planet that we all share.
Killer whale. Have a great rest of your day here on SeaWorld. Bye-bye.